Hey, what's going on? Good morning, guys. We have some absolutely fantastic news. One of the worst human beings in world history has been stabbed multiple times at a Florida federal prison. And this is fantastic. This is great. So not only did he get stabbed multiple times, he's in stable condition, which means he has the chance to go. Well, he will go back to prison, but he has the chance to go back to prison and be stabbed again, which I think pieces of garbage like this deserve. Now, for those who don't understand, no, I'm not a heartless human being. I need you guys to understand who we're dealing with here. I'm sure most of you guys know the story. This is Larry Nassar. He was like a medical doctor or something like that for like the USA, Olympic team or something like that. And this guy had been, had been accused of sexually abusing more than 160 women, and he got convicted for most of those allegations. So he is a convicted sexual abuser. And the saddest part about this is many of the women that he sexually abused were kids. They were minors when he sexually abused them. A lot of these people were in the field when they were like 16 and stuff like that. And he was doing all kind of disgusting, awful things to them. Let me show you one of the accounts right here. Nassar pleaded guilty to 10 counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct in connection with 10 victims in 2 Michigan counties. All but one of the victims was abused during a medical appointment. The criminal complaint said all of Nassar's victims were sexually penetrated when he put his fingers into their vaginas. This guy, keep in mind, this isn't like a female doctor doing some type of, gynecology work. Most of you guys know what gynecologists are, right? Like they deal with like female anatomy. No, this was like a team doctor for the United States Olympic team or something like that. And this guy was sticking his fingers into their genitals, and he did this to like 160 women, and he did a bunch of other awful things as well. And like I said, now we're seeing a little bit of street justice. Let's read a little bit of the article. Disgraced sports doctor Larry Nassar, who was convicted of sexually abusing female gymnasts, was stabbed multiple times during an altercation with another inmate at a federal prison in Florida. Most of you guys know I posted parts of the interview on my channel. My dad used to be a corrections officer at the Cook County jail. And one thing that he told me is they do not like pedophiles and weirdos, and they do not like those people in jail. If they found out that you did that stuff, they will eventually get you. And that's what happened. It says here, 2 people familiar with the matter told the Associated Press the attack happened Sunday at the United States Penitentiary. Okay, we already get it. So it happened in Florida. So Larry Nassar got stabbed in the back as well as the chest. The people were not authorized to publicly discuss details of the attack or the ongoing investigation. Nassar was sentenced to decades in prison for sexually assaulting gymnasts, including Olympic medalists. Yep. Nassar is serving decades in prison for convictions in state and federal courts. He admitted to sexually assaulting athletes when he worked at Michigan. Oh, sorry, I got it wrong. So that's what he did. He didn't work for the U.S. Olympic team. My bad. I don't know. He worked at Michigan State University in USA Gymnastics, who trains Olympians. Separately, Nassar pleaded guilty to possessing child pornography. And then you got the part right here. More than 100 women, including Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles, collectively sought more than $1 billion from the federal government for the FBI's failure to stop Nassar when agents became aware of the allegations against him in 2015. Wow, that's crazy. So basically, the FBI knew, and they did nothing. That's interesting. Michigan State, which was accused of missing chances over the years. So Michigan State and the FBI basically failed these women. Interesting. Agreed to pay $500 million to more than 300 women and girls who were assaulted. Jesus, I thought it was 160. Never mind. Forget what I said. This guy is beyond a monster. It wasn't 160. 300 women and girls were assaulted by this man, and Michigan State had to pay up because of the lawsuit. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. Let me show you guys another video. Most of you guys might remember this. This clip actually went viral. This was a father of 2 of the daughters who were at Michigan State, I guess, and they were gymnasts, and they got assaulted by Larry Nassar. To me, this guy gets Father of the Year. I think his actions were absolutely justified. I don't think it's embarrassing at all. I really don't like how the United States treats criminals. The way that they do it is, oh, we're supposed to be a fair and just society, innocent until proven guilty, blah, blah, blah. You can't lash out. Man, look, what this father did was justified. And I think that the judge should have given him at least 60 seconds in the room with that guy. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. When you do disgusting things like this to people's kids, all bets are off the table, in my opinion. Here we go. This is what happened.
I would ask you to, as part of this sentencing, to grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this demon. Would you do that?
That is not.
Yes or no?
No, sir.
Would you give me 1 minute?
You know that I can't do that. That's not how it is.
Well, I'm going to have to get something on.
Stay down. Stay down. I understand.
Let me have that son of a
I
bitch.
understand, but stay down.
I want that.
Stop fighting. Behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
I want that son of a bitch.
Hands behind your back. I know.
Give me 1 minute with that bastard.
Go ahead. You're good.
So professional. It's fun.
1 minute.
Relax, sir.
Relax.
Take it easy, buddy.
Just relax. Okay, now we're going to come.
So, yeah, I don't think the judge held him in contempt of court or charged him at all, and I hope they didn't. I'm sure they didn't, but hopefully they didn't. And, the reason why I wanted to talk about this story is because, this is one of the other reasons why I'm against the death penalty. There's two reasons why I don't like the death penalty. One, I think that the United States government gets it wrong too often. There's been plenty of instances, especially with black people, where they sentence a black person to death, and it turns out that they never actually committed the crime. So that person died for literally nothing, literally while being innocent. And you can literally Google this. You don't have to just take my word or think that I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. I read these articles all the time. At least once a year, I'm seeing instances of, somebody who got killed by the state government. They were sentenced to death for a murder or two murders that was committed back in like 1985 or 1972 or whatever. And it turns out that later on, after they've already been killed, it turns out that they never even committed the crime. So that's one of the reasons why I am really against the death penalty. The other reason is in cases like this. Somebody that is disgusting and awful as this. Remember, this guy sexually assaulted not 160 women. We just found out by looking at this article, or whichever article it was, I don't know, one of these articles, that he sexually assaulted. Here it is right here. We found out from this article that he sexually assaulted more than 300 women. Why should this guy get the easy way out? I really think that in situations like this, these guys should not get the death penalty. They should be forced to sit in jail for the rest of their lives and suffer and live a horrible life and really think about what they did. And while they're in there, you get to see things like this happen. Had Larry Nassar been given the death penalty, well, he gets the easy way out. He doesn't really get to suffer, in my opinion. He doesn't really get to pay for his crimes. I don't think dying is a way to pay for your crimes. Some of you might disagree, but I just don't think so. I don't think so. When you do things like this, you get convicted, you know that your life is over either way. You know your life is over. You're either going to go to jail for the rest of your life or you're going to get killed. Which would you rather? If something like this ever happened to one of my loved ones, God forbid, I would want that person to go to jail for the rest of their lives and suffer. I would not want them to get the death penalty. Oh, you're just going to lethally inject them or give them the electric chair or whatever. I don't even think they do the electric chair anymore, but whatever. However they kill people now, I don't even know what they do anymore. But you're just going to kill that person, take their life, and then that's it. That's it. No suffering, no remorse, nothing. Like, this is the ultimate justice to me. I love to see things like this. I know it sounds crazy, but I really do, because this guy is such a disgusting person. And the great thing is he got stabbed multiple times. He survived. He's in stable condition. They're going to put him back in there. Sure, they're going to, until the heat dies down, they're going to do everything they can to keep him away from everybody and keep him safe and all. They're going to do that. But this guy is facing decades in prison. Eventually, they're going to slip up. Somebody's going to beat the crap out of this guy again or stab him, And that's what you like to see. That is real justice. Seeing this guy having a miserable time in prison, getting beat up, getting stabbed, got to worry about his life and his safety all the time in there. That is the ultimate justice. I don't want people like this to just go to jail or to just get killed. I want them to suffer because this guy is a demon. He's a devil. He is an awful human being. You see what I'm saying? So that's just one of the reasons why I think that people should just go to jail. I think that is the ultimate punishment you could give somebody, is having them sit in jail for the rest of their lives. I mean, look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly is the same way. R. Kelly at some point is going to have a hard time in jail if he's not already. But during his time, because R. Kelly's already basically going to be in jail for the rest of his life, R. Kelly at some point there's gonna be a news story like this. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen at some point. I know he's gonna be trying to use his star power and singing to get away, but eventually somebody's gonna get him, and that's the ultimate justice to me. That is what you want to see. If you're not gonna let the fathers get 60 seconds with this guy, then the least you can do is put him in there with the wolves for decades and let them do what they got to do with him. So anyway, that's all I want to say. That's my commentary on the whole situation. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.